volunteers in raising awareness also. And
that is really what I did, because I always post on Facebook. I want volunteers to repack.
Yeah.
The most that I can get is two. So many would pledge, but will show up.
Definitely, social media is a very good avenue for communication. That's right, and especially that everyone knows how millennial, everyone is focused on the technology. Not just social media. We can also highlight a website, or maybe even an event that will accommodate all of your potential sponsors and maybe even your beneficiaries, and then from that event we can promote the beautiful art.
Yeah.
And,
so what kind of event that would heighten the level of awareness? Recipients, volunteers, the donors. I can't imagine how you do that.
So basically, if we were to do an event, of course, all of the activities and the orientations of the event have to be, because everything in the event, of course, has a purpose, and depending on the target audience, that's how we will tailor fit what the content is, because for example, if the hype the people up, it could be very interactive, like my game or something, things like that, because the main goal of our thesis po kasi is yun, to help solve a communication issue in the best way possible and in a way that won't really hassle.
During the event also, I thought of including emotional awareness of these beneficiaries that experience poverty, that they need this kind of assistance, and to focus on communities that are really in need of this medical education or whatever also. And it's more on the awareness. I think it's more on informing also the beneficiaries, not just the potential donors, to collaborate with the organization to provide them with those beneficiaries.
In my experience, I don't really have issues with recipients. They're always there. But since we have very limited manpower and maybe sponsors and donors, somehow it limits also the reaching out. So you can really help me, say, invite more volunteers, invite more donors and sponsors.
Choose who your target audience are, because I'm sure that there are so many organizations across the Philippines that would be willing to help. I think it's just because they're not informed enough, or they don't know at all. Yeah, so it would be really good.
There are also a lot of NGOs as well,
right?
Or like similar to the vision of this organization as well, that you can tap them and do what you want to collaborate, something like that.
What about fundraising events?
For that, our course, we're doing this thesis not for the organization to gain profit, but for the organization's message to be broadcasted through its stakeholders.
Not really earn profit, but I mean raise funds so that we can use the funds to reach more needy people. A non-profit organization would survive if you have continuous funding. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I think it's also possible in a way, because it can be in a form of an event.
Yeah, it can be integrated naman po with yung awareness. Like you can bring that up, whoever wants.
Can you more specifically cite a very specific event? I mean, is it like if a school forum? Is it a cultural show?
Maybe an awareness program, because that's the goal of why we want to gather your.
I'm just curious. What is the most effective event that you can highlight or heighten the awareness for the donors to participate, for organizations to collaborate, for recipients to be part of it? What specific events you think?
What's difficult kasi po when answering that question now is it's very dependent on what we're going to research. Because for example, another higher batch that did a thesis, they made an event, and then theirs was the Amazing Race because their client organization was Girl Scouts of the Philippines. So basically, through that Amazing Race, they tried to bring out the eight goals of the organization through that, and it's because of the fact that their target audience are girls ages 16 to 20. They thought that it was more efficient. So it's really dependent. But then I'm under the presumption that since our possible target audience will be NGOs, maybe companies who will help donate and collaborate, then
or ordinary volunteers.
Yeah, or ordinary volunteers. Then that maybe the event will be more
serious. And then the approach should be more serious because
where's the venue for this event?
That's going to be very dependent also on what we talk about. It being like a simple function room or just like that.
I know the Filipinos in the Philippines. We have so many good event organizers, whether wedding or
So I guess in the event also one agenda in the event can be since it's going to be like more on the serious side and your sponsors are I guess the age group of your sponsors are maybe ranging from the working class, I guess.
Right.
Those people who have
but that's the sponsors and donors, but for the volunteers they can be ordinary elementary, high school, college students or outer school youth.
I guess one of the agendas in the event would be that I guess there has to be some kind of lecture. There has to be some kind of lecture that will talk about
like right now I'm excited about a project making use of telemedicine. We know that with the technology now, in terms of training, education, even medical consultation, from a distance, you meet people. So what I do now, I started this in Maguindanao, in Negros, is the local community healthcare volunteers. Sometimes they are even part of the barangay health workers. You get them involved in terms of preparation for the packaging of medicine, repacking, and get familiarized with these different drugs, the use of this. And while I do medical consultation, I want them to be part of what I'm doing, so they know how to evaluate, assess, examine, diagnose.
If you want to like acquaint your audience with that, then it has to be something interesting in the event. So maybe there will be some kind of I don't know, let's say interactive game that
or question and answer
or question and answer portion.
But we do it at the local level because these are the barefoot doctors. You know, so that's one way they learn. You know, question and answer game. You know, But in my experience, just the repacking, just the listening, the actual observing of how I do my medical exam, and you know, they learn. They learn fast, maybe because of their long years of experience of helping sick people. So once they're trained, what I do is, okay, I have leftover medicine. I will donate it to your health station. And once you run out, just connect with me Facebook. If you have problems, if you have difficulty diagnosing a patient, please connect with me through Facebook. You take a photo, you take a video, I will help you out diagnose. And then I will tell you if you don't know what to do with that patient. That's telemedicine, in reality. The use of video, photo, and of course, that communication through the internet, the information highway. It's very effective.
Very effective. Another thing in our thesis is that we are going to create some certain interventions. Like example, the thing that we're brainstorming now is an event. Okay, so we're going to do the event, and then the event is finished. It doesn't stop there. The thing in our thesis is that how will it be sustained? How will the information information sent and received during that event still be like instilled in the people who attended the event? So it may sound costly, but there should be like some sort of hard copy that will be given to them. The hard copy would be in the form of, like, I guess, a pamphlet or
CD.
A CD can be, or a brochure, maybe even a manual.
There's a lot of organizations have.
A lot of organizations have to have like some guidelines.
Right.
Especially in getting donors, for example.
But that is doable, especially say not necessarily the remotest or guide, just in Metro Manila. If you see, say in a squatters area, in a formal settlers area, let's start that. Getting the volunteers there, like the healthcare volunteers, learn something through a game or through a question and answer or through a pamphlet. Your project is doable. You don't really have to go to the provinces. Even here, in fact, I noticed in Metro Manila, there's really a need for poor communities to get continuous education in health, livelihood, peace and order, especially drug addiction. Drug addiction now, it's so rampant. So these are the things that for me, it's a global problem. Human trafficking for all. Yeah, these are the issues.
Social issues.
Yeah. It is not just a social issue. It becomes a health issue. It becomes a political issue, an economic issue. So
it's how you communicate with those people.
The way to solve these problems really is information, dissemination, education.
So I guess
you are in the right field.
So I guess I can say that from now we are focusing on the external communications of the beautiful art.
Internally, we have no issues with internal communication. It's more of getting people involved, volunteers involved, sponsors and donors, support them, projects and programs. But since I have limited time to really write for grants, in fact, I'm looking for a good grant writer who can fund a project on HIV/AIDS control. And we have a program now, HIV/STD prevention. So drug addiction, it takes funding for those big projects. Human trafficking. So that's also communication. When you are able to do good grant writing, you get funding. And sometimes these big foundations, it's so hard to qualify for grants because they're special formats. Even the fonts that you use matter to as you write the grants. So you write Bill Gates Foundation, and then Bill Gates Foundation is very restricted to get funding. You start with the right font, the right spacing, the right format.
Actually, that's part of their established identity also as an organization.
But you're not trained to.
Actually, we
learned that.
We learned
grant writing.
It's not
organizational writing. Like, we learned on how to create press releases, how to create newsletters, and also
and moreover, we were also taught those things like how.
Maybe grant writing is in the graduate program. Yeah.
It's actually a scope over course also. Like you mentioned, there's this specific format to follow. Like for example, in a website, there's what you use in your logo, the font, for example, it has to be the same, consistent. It has to be consistent.
Yeah, the professional web designer.
Yes.
And even when you write proposal
Even,
letters.
even colors, even
Yes,
the use of
colors.
colors.
That's very
You cannot-
important.
Yeah,
Like the logo has to be consistent in whatever collateral that you have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are also like copyright issues, for example.
Yeah, copyright issues. Yeah. But as okay, in our case, we are trying to make do what what we have. Like,
Yes.
so far so good, because if I will hire a professional, we don't have budget to pay for professional web designers. But as I said, I'm willing to to invite volunteers to help us with the website, with the Facebook pages, whatever is effective. I'm open to that.
The technical term on what we learned on the design on like the identity in an organization, it's called corporate visual identity. That's where like the logo
Encompasses all the designs, the
all of the
collaterals, the last be consistent, the format, everything. And
So this is a special field now.
like corporate visual
It's
identity is how the
Yeah.
organization projects itself to its publics, and how the organization wants the identity to be known.
And this is just in the undergraduate program.
Yeah, this is-
Yeah,
Once-
actually,
this was our-
this course is actually for graduate studies, supposedly.
in States, actually.
Yeah, in the States.
Uh,
However,
Here in the Philippines,
Yeah,
it's only offered, the course program is only offered in
Salle
Manila,
University,
and
UP
University
Manila.
of Manila.
the way
Or province.
the way it looks to me, it's a little bit advanced for an undergrad student to get involved in this field. Yeah.
Because actually, it's a graduate.
Yeah, it's really a graduate study po talaga.
In the States.
But then I guess they made it undergraduate for
Here.
certain reasons we don't
Yeah.
know why.
But maybe once you graduate, you are already in the field. I mean, a corporation, a profit corporation, a non-profit corporation can already hire you. With this training that you have right now.
Yes, like with corporate communication
Yeah.
manager or
Yeah.
events manager. And we also study this communications.
Public relations, yeah, that's a big,
So study those kinds
that's a
of
big part of organizational communication, public relations.
Well, last summer I got involved also with movie, film, making, auditioning, training, somehow, because that's part of education and training of the foundation. And I also find it very effective tool, whether it's indie filmmaking or, full-length film, another way to communicate. Yeah. There's so many ways to communicate. Yeah. There's so many ways, but maybe corporate-wise, that special training that we have right now is very necessary.
So also that we're also being taught designs and using software like Photoshop and designs, and also video editing. So that's the arts.
I bet even if you're undergraduate students, especially with the forthcoming election, you can do sideline with politicians promoting their campaign.
That's
Work
public
for an
relations.
NGO, something like that. It's more on establishing the.
And maybe it's close to advertising. Product promotion and services. It's just that in our advocacy, it's more of really charity work. I will always call it faith in action. In my own personal experience, I'm not earning out of this. I mean, it's a sacrifice, doing full time, not earning from the medical profession. It's really serving. Yeah, it's my passion, serving. And so far, it's giving me satisfaction. I'm gaining respect, support, trust from people, and the smiles, the response, the feedback, the text. That you're a blessing that you've been to our area. That's enough for me. Yeah.
So now let's talk about the timetable of this thesis project. Okay. So our thesis is actually separated into two, thesis A and thesis B. Where thesis A, that's for January to April, and then thesis B is from May to August. So
I used tricep, right?
yes, for the first semester. Next term will be our second term, second to the last term before we graduate. So in January to April, that's what I was saying. That's all the thesis writing, meeting with the org, meeting with the mentor, and all of doing the research methods with the org, and acquiring all the data. And in that stage, that's still like finding out what is the real issue, because from now we're just it's all potential, it's all temporary now. Everything that we're stating now, the issues and the interventions that we're saying now, it's all potential.
Yeah.
It's all going to be a potential. And for the phase 2, phases B, from May to August, that is already going to be the execution of the intervention. So from then on, that, and then still after that execution, we're going to have to report it to our thesis and panel.
So when you say report, we need to say, like the first phase is like to identify the problem, and then
Yes.
the second phase will be to solve the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, actually,
For the first part, when we defend to them, we already have to state what the problem is and what our plan is, what our intervention is. And then when it gets approved, that's when we can move to phase 2, wherein we're going to execute it, and then we have to defend why is it
why is it necessary to do that?
And most especially, why is it an organizational
Yeah,
communication
that's the
problem?
number one question we have to answer. Why is it workable in the first place?
Well, to sum it up, what do you think is the problem in this organization in relation to communication?
External. It stems from the external communication side of the beautiful heart. Yeah, more on the acquiring of sponsorships, donors and volunteers.
Inviting more volunteers.
Yeah, to help in those medical.
And I
issues that
think
we don't know.
communication will play a big part of it.
That's right.
Yeah. Because I personally, I've been having problems really inviting people to meet and just the simple repacking of medicines. Just the simple, like 1 or 2 hours to come over or to help repack. This is really a needed work. Putting like 1 week supply in a small packet. So there's a lot of, manual work.
And also from what you said on how you actually contact the sponsors, we can actually modify that into creating like some kind of a form, something written on paper that will actually be given to increase the credibility of the people.
Yeah, even the solicitation letter, there's a way how it is written to be very effective.
Yes.
And the format.
Yeah, the
That's the medium used to acquire the...
I always tell, my members and officers that I'm very poor in soliciting funds. I'm just very effective, say, okay, through email, but in terms of grant writing, sending letters, or soliciting donations, I'm not good at that. But, phone calls and talking face to face. But I know one tool, you say, how about with solicitation letters? I'm not good at that. Sometimes I think, it's a waste of paper, it's a waste of time.
We can actually do that as one intervention to create those kinds of forms and documents that can be exchanged between
and then maybe the database where who are the most serious donors that would support. There's a bunch of potential donors, but sometimes you end up like they have nothing to share, they have nothing to donate. See, it's a waste of time.
Also in our thesis project, it is a requirement that whatever intervention that the group thinks about, the organization has to support it also. And when we say support it, it's going to be on the financial side. But definitely, we can get sponsors also to help the intervention and help the movement that we're doing in this thesis project. Yes.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, God provides.
Because whatever the intervention, it's definitely going to be
for the benefit of
for the benefit and the development of the beautiful heart.
This is really a nice way to start, because as I showed this, what we talk here, what we discussed, I mean, this will be uploaded in YouTube or be seen on television. So this alone, we will start getting support that there are young students, you know.
And the process is it's quite long, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because from January to April, we're going to be getting all of the theories and
so
all of the frameworks
how
that
do
we're
you
going to use.
update me, more or less, in terms of the development from the first phase?
Through email,
Email,
text,
okay.
yeah.
Or maybe add me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The easiest
Oh, yeah,
thing.
Because we need to consult our mentor from what we discussed in this meeting.
Because in my case, I'm more into Facebook
Facebook,
24/7.
Oh, yes.
I don't even, I don't remember. It's all junk, all junk mails. But in chat, you see right away. It's direct, upfront, you know. So what else? I mean, so we are done. We're all set. It's,
Yeah, so whatever.
Whenever we discuss, we
Yeah.
are going to talk about it with our thesis mentor, and then our thesis mentor will be the one to give us the full signal on whether or not we're going to collaborate.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, yeah.
We'll
It's my
update
pleasure.
you because we go back to school. Classes resume on the
January
6th.
6th.
Yeah,
Okay.
so probably mid to end January. That's the end of January is the latest.
Just to finalize and summarize what we talked about,
Yeah.
so the potential issue is from the external side, and the potential interventions is an event
Right.
that will gather those sponsors and donors.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I learned so much from you
We
guys.
also learned
We learned a lot too. We learned a lot too.
And it's an honor for our organization to be given that opportunity by young students like you. I know these young students, you know, you're more innovative. You're attuned with the technology, and you know, I welcome that.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. But bear in mind that the Beautiful Heart Foundation is not just working in the Philippines. We have projects overseas as an integral ministry of Holy Catholic Church International, the Faith in Action. Okay, so anyway, your school is it's a religious school, right?
Yeah.
You're run by what order?
We're the Lasallian Brothers.
Oh, Lasal Brothers, okay. But you have different branches in Metro Manila, right? There's somewhere in Antipolo.
Yeah, there's one in Antipolo, there's one in Araneta, even in the south in Dasmariñas.
Oh, okay. But you're the original.
Oh yeah, we're the main, the main. But historically, Lasal started in Paco, Manila. That's
Because
the first Lasal.
I have a niece. She's an Scholastica, but she took her accountancy makers in Lazal. And then
Nilas Manila.
Yeah, Manila, yeah. And then she continued being employed at Ariana University, a lawyer, and the legal chief of the Department for Public Works and Highways. And yeah, see, I will mention this. Maybe she will have the chance to also sing. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your holidays. Yeah,
Holidays
feel free
too.
to contact me.
Safe trip to the States.
Yeah, let's work together. Let's collaborate. Let's learn from each other's experiences. And let's not forget that we are the hands and the heart of God here.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So yeah, take your snack.
Yeah.
So I will expect an email or an update.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they will disapprove, don't worry. If your mentors will say it's too much for you guys, and we would choose a different organization, feel free to tell me. It's no big deal. Yeah.
But we'll definitely have the beautiful heart in our minds na we're going to use it for further studies also. We're still going to be in constant communication.
Yeah. And we need that. We need that, especially for soliciting sponsors, donors, and volunteers. Yeah. The recipients, the beneficiaries, very easy. You can really identify them. In fact, they're the ones seeking for help. It's just that we cannot, on a daily basis, the most that I do usually is once a week. Once a week, or sometimes once a month. It depends on the availability of volunteers. The medicines are just there, but even the medicines need to be repacked.
Yes.
Yeah. So we really need volunteers. Yeah. As I said, that there was a time that even elementary students would help in counting the medicines, put it in a small bucket. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I will be leaving tonight for the US.
Have a safe
You will be. I still have one more meeting after lunch, and then I will start packing out. Yeah. So good luck, and
Thank you very much.
I will tell my son that you have a future friends in.
Definitely, we can meet him in the future too.
Yeah. He will. He anticipates that maybe by he will start his thesis in music by April. Maybe he will share here. Maybe he will be my roommate. We can stay with uncles.
Where is he gonna have his thesis?
He prefers it in Cebu. I don't know why in Cebu. Maybe it's just after
the ethnic.
I don't know if there's something like an ethnic music that's not even, discovered or
There are a lot of
promoted.
ethnic groups in
Here in
Northern
Luzon.
Luzon.
I know. That's why I said, or maybe in Mindanao, but the Igorot, the Tibuli,
The Aitas.
The Aitas, they're all over. Maybe he's after the real, undiscovered or, not well publicized music. Maybe he's after
Indigenous music.
The indigenous that has never been promoted. Maybe he researched that there is a tribe in Cebu. I don't really know why in Cebu.
Yeah, but it's interesting.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, he is really involved in music even when he was 4 or 5 years. He started with violin, and then now he's the musical director for the Rondalia. Their group is mga kapatid, and every year they have this annual Filipino cultural night, and he is the one in the musical side. The Rondalia, the folk dance, there's just nothing but Rondalia for backup music. And he's learning Tagalog, maybe in preparation. He has his own Filipino passport. I was surprised before he turned 18. He said, "Dad, can I have a Filipino passport?" He was born before. I said, "Yeah,
Is he a dual citizen?
yeah, he's dual citizen, so he can come here with his own Filipino passport." That time when he was born, we registered him consulate, so it's a privilege of having a dual citizenship. Yeah. He's even better than me. He has a Filipino passport. I'm dual citizen, but if you're a dual citizen, you don't really have to have a Filipino passport. It's an option, yeah. But in this case, he wants me to really connect to the Filipino roots.
That's good. He's actually going back here.
Yeah, but next year, feeling that I'm Filipino, I have a Filipino passport. And he speaks Tagalog. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm inspired because not too many college students there would connect. I mean, in fact, some of them are even looking down at the Filipino culture or Filipino. But maybe because this is the time when Manny Pacquiao is very popular.
Miss Universe on
Miss Universe now. This film will connect now. Oh, see, I'm Filipinos now.
Yeah, the Filipino bride.
Yeah. Okay, so what else can what can I give you for souvenir? Wait.
Is it alright if I ask for one?